Hey, what's going on, Miguel, host of Life Full Circle Radio. Thank you for joining us this week. And man, oh man, what a week. We are a little over a week away from Christmas. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man, I ain't even really feeling it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just kind of here. Kids know that the elf on the shelf ain't real. And, Santa Claus ain't real. So it is what it is. So this week, news just came down. Jonathan Majors has been fired from Marvel because he was found guilty of 2 misdemeanor domestic violence charges. And so I think that Marvel had that thing in the can ready to hit send, and it hit send. And so there's that. Then we have Draymond Green suspended indefinitely. That is going on. Oprah Winfrey and Color Purple, which we've been waiting on for the last few months, it will premiere on Christmas Day. And there's stories running around about how she really wanted Beyonce and or Rihanna to play in the movie. They didn't. We're going to talk about that. We did a story. We covered a story here in Atlanta a couple of months back, The Gathering Spot, which is a black membership club. You know what? She's off camera. I'm about to give it a business. But it is
so tired, so bored.
Some news that is back about that, and we're happy. There's been some changes. Going back to the new Sexy Red. Jesus.
Don't ask me for no Sexy Red commentary because I ain't got it. I don't have it.
You got something.
No. I'm with you on Christmas about just something. Not being in the mood for Christmas this year. Just not in the mood. I don't care.
Super producer.
What up? We are rounding out the end of the year. I feel like 2023 went by semi-fast. Did it go by fast?
It did, and everything going by fast. It seemed like as the years go on, I go back and I think about stuff that's happened. It was like, oh, that was 2021. That was when? Okay.
Let me tell you, it's so funny because I was doing my taxes and stuff I can write off, like my mileage. And I told Omar, I was like, yeah, I'm going to write off Miguel's birthday party because we drove to Atlanta. He goes, honey, that was not this year. I was like, yes, it was. He's like, no, it wasn't. It was
no, that was last year. Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah. So I get it.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's been a lot going on this week. The weeks continue to go, and the closer we get to 2024, where we will do everything in our power to ignore Donald Trump and the chaos and circus that will ensue. But we're not going to be very successful. I wish somebody would get my dog. Can y'all hear my dog back there barking?
Yes, we can hear your dog clear as day. Like your dog is
crazy.
Right up
I got the directional mic going on, door closed. This little itty bitty Yorkie got the voice of a freaking Rottweiler. I'm telling you.
Snickers the dog.
My goodness, he fussing because anyway. All right, so as we mentioned, a lot going on. With the story just came down. We're gonna lead with this story with Jonathan Majors. Let's just jump into it. Jonathan Majors, who has been fired by Disney and Marvel Studios after assault charge and verdict. Go ahead, jump in.
So the verdict was reached Monday by a 6-person jury after over 4 hours of deliberation spread across 3 days. The actor is set to be sentenced on February 6th. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, these are not felony charges. The first 3 charges are misdemeanor offenses and related to alleged incidents in the car. The 4th charge of harassment, which is a violation. The most minor offense among the charges relates to an allegation that Majors threw Jabari back in the car as she tried to exit. The defense argued that he placed her back in the car to stop her from running into traffic. That action is captured on surveillance video while the altercation inside the car was not captured on camera. There have been multiple audios played of him requesting her to act like Michelle Obama or Coretta Scott King. She got on stage, she got on stage, quote unquote, in the witness stand and cried her white woman tears. Okay. And then they played the video of what the incident that actually happened, where he is seen putting her back in the car. And they're like tussling a little bit or something. And he snatches away and takes off running like a crackhead who sees $5 down the road. Like he's running and she's chasing after him.
He was chasing after his career, and it sounds like he failed. He was like, I gotta go chase down my career. I can't let this be the end of my career.
I don't know if I would say that, but he ran for a while because he had that Creed stamina, so he could run a good mile and not think about it. And she's trying to keep up, and she eventually loses him and gives up and huffs and puffs and walks back in the opposite direction. But it's never established that he gave her those bruises that was talked about when all this started, or the bruise
Right.
behind her ear. None of that is established, and
Right.
all these are misdemeanor charges. So it's
Mm-hmm.
a little interesting to me that he is being dropped from Marvel Studios, which will cost them millions of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
because of misdemeanor charges.
Yeah, we talked about this before the show. And my man who played Iron Man, um, who the years
Robert Downey
before
Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. Years before he played Iron Man, he had a history of drug abuse and some other stuff. We don't have the
DUIs, drug abuse.
right,
Yeah.
right. Black folk, we don't have the rope. It's just it is what it is. You know, they had this thing hot off the presses, ready to hit send as soon as it came down to what's the face? What's the face?
That's not. I don't feel like we don't have the rope is true anymore. You know why? No, we don't have the rope isn't true anymore. Look
Mm.
at like people like R. Kelly. R. Kelly
R.
got away
Kelly's
from
in
getting
jail.
not. He is now,
Yeah.
but back in the day, there was a whole video of him raping a child, and
Hmm.
everybody was like, "We don't know. It doesn't seem like it. He's fine." And he went on to have an illustrious career until recently. There are a lot of black men who
Hmm.
have gotten to Bill Cosby. We don't have the rope.
Bill, please don't start on Bill Cosby. I'm still
Okay.
questioning 50-year-old allegations that have ruined Bill Cosby's. Yes, most of those
All
allegations
right.
are from the early 1970s. I guess they're using Polaroids to sit up here and come back. But
The
um,
only reason why I believe is because of Beverly Johnson. Before Beverly came out, I was like, I don't believe that. Then Beverly Johnson came out, I was
you
like,
got
yeah,
you got it's not even about
let's,
we're going to rehash this conversation. It's not
yeah.
about whether or not we're believing these women. It is about whether or not we're believing that they're telling the entire story. And I'm not speaking for Key. I'm speaking for myself. The 1970s was a decade of quaaludes and a bunch of drugs and a lot of voluntary drug use, similar to what we're going through right now. But anyway, it is what it is.
It's not what
Um,
we're talking about right now, but I believe his girlfriend, the ex girlfriend, whatever you want to call Jonathan Major's girl. I don't believe she's telling 100% the truth.
hmm.
I believe she is using this. After this, she's gonna have a civil suit. And I hope
Hmm.
that civil suit is thrown out into the wind and like get the f out of here. I
Hmm.
don't. I'm sorry. This whole situation looks like you guys had a really messed up relationship. You shouldn't have been
Right.
together. The
Right.
same way with when Jonah Hill, his ex, came out and said, "Oh, he was emotionally abusive because he told me this and told me that." Fine, you guys had a toxic, messed up relationship. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
Jonah Hill needs to be villainized. Doesn't mean he needs to go to
Right.
jail. Just means he's a guy you shouldn't date again. That's all
Right.
that means.
Right. And
There's a
that's the
difference
thing.
in, in,
That's the
in
part that's kind of weird. Like, what? Just walk away, go live your life. You had a bad relationship. Let's keep it moving. Right. But that's not, especially with these people that's in this public eye. And so it's unfortunate. Somebody who is just starting probably the best part of his career is
yeah.
now is sidelined. And you know.
And here's a bigger conversation we were talking about. There
Hmm.
is nobody who can replace him. And I know Miguel will say, yes, there's some people, but
Hmm.
everybody loves, every black actor that everyone loves right now is
Hmm.
in a Wakanda Forever. And you can't jump from Wakanda Forever. So now you're starring as Kang the Conqueror. It's not going to make sense in the Marvel universe.
There's other
Also,
black actors out there who
name one.
the
Just
challenge. First of all, I can't name all of them. To be honest with you, I can't name their names because a bunch of them got African names and they're from Britain. But when I think about this, how much they've invested in the last, how many they invested the entire Loki series. They invested. He was in. Is the Ant-Man movie come and gone? It was in the last Ant-Man movie. It's already come out, right? They've been teasing his character now for the last 5 years. What?
do you want to hear this list that they think can replace Jonathan Majors? It's going to make you mad.
Sure, go ahead.
Denzel Washington,
Junior,
Senior,
stop, go.
Will Smith.
Will Smith he's not doing that.
He's not.
He did
Yahya
Suicide
Abdul.
Squad though. He did Suicide Squad. Isn't that Marvel or is that's not Marvel? That's
That's
DC.
DC.
That's DC. Go ahead.
Yahya Abdul Mateen. If you guys don't remember him, he's in Aquaman right now, starring as the villain. So he
Okay.
can't jump over to
Can't jump
Marvel.
on over right.
John David Washington. I get it. John Boyega. Maybe.
Sure. Why not?
That's the only one.
Yeah.
Roger
John Boyega,
Jean
people don't remember.
Page.
He was the one that was in Star Wars briefly, right, when he was younger, and now he was in Woman King, I think, right?
The
That's
Woman
what I'm talking
King.
about?
Yes, he
Yeah.
was.
Mm-hmm.
Regé-Jean Page, if you remember him, he's actually in the recent show with Samuel L. Jackson on Disney Plus. The light skinned kid who's playing
The
Bob
one who's
Marley right
playing
now.
Bob Marley. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So
Got
he
it.
can't
Mm-hmm.
do it.
Yeah.
And David Diggs is never gonna go from Broadway to getting Emmys to now he's gonna be in a Marvel movie.
Who's David
The
Diggs?
one who David he was in what's the one where they were rapping and rhyming on Hamilton. He was in Hamilton.
Which
Light
one
skinned
was
guy from
he?
Hamilton. You may not remember.
Okay. So
It doesn't
but
matter.
I don't remember. I probably don't by face. But I'm more interested in how they're going to retell these stories, right? How are you going to, all the in time and money you invested in Loki, which was setting up the next phase?
Yes.
Do we just forget about the fact that this was, do you reshoot those? I know animation and AI and all this stuff. You can maybe go back
And
and
no,
re-edit this stuff. I don't know.
you're exactly right. They put a lot of money. All the crappy shows on Disney Plus right now is because they were
Right.
saving all the money to put towards Loki because it's building up to
Yeah.
the bigger Avengers story. There
Yeah.
was millions and millions of dollars put in that series. So now we're supposed to forget about the series, like you said, building up to him.
Right.
Ant-Man Quantumanium building up to that he's this super villain. There's all these versions of him that we've
Right.
seen to now
Right.
go, oh, well, maybe he had plastic surgery, or maybe he got into a machine and his face melted off and he turned into somebody else. If that's the story they're going to sell us, this is what I have for you.
So here's the thing. So there is no thing. I'm trying to figure out what in the world they get ready to do with this storyline because it's really gonna be wild for this thing, man. But hey, they're standing on. I guess the new term is
They
standing
standing
on
on
business.
business.
I am so tired of that already. The first, it's wild. The first time I heard that was with the whole T.I. and his son. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I said, what does that mean? Now everybody's standing on business. Man, stop. They made this decision with Jonathan Majors, and now, Marvel has been struggling for me since the last one with the Avengers, with the whole squad. These last few have been like wah, wah. It's just been really yes. Yes, you tried to hit me with
and
the Loki. I called you up as soon as I finished watching Loki. I was like,
y'all, I was
you're
asleep.
going to be
I was
sad. She was like, you're going
y'all.
to be sad when you watch it. I said, oh wow, let me watch this here.
Y'all was asleep. And by sleep, I mean tipsy. I'm laying down in my bed, minding my business. The
It was
twins
like 2
just
in
went
the
down.
afternoon. You talking about you was tipsy? My God, you got children. Wait till the night, Jesus.
I'm enjoying my ice cold glass of rosé as I'm like going through some
Which sounds
ego.
very ghetto, by the way. Ice cold glass of a rosé wine on ice. Oh my God. Go ahead. Did you have some Kool-Aid
You
in it
better be
too?
glad it wasn't a rosé Slurpee. Okay, that's how my days be with these kids. Anyway, Miguel calls me like, I just watched Loki. What was the big deal? I was like, Negro, if you don't get off my phone all the time,
I was like,
explain
you were like, you set it up like you're gonna be sad when you watch it. I'm just
I was
like,
sad. We were sad. Me and Omar really like felt the feels because of all the stuff Loki's been through. I don't have time to explain it to the viewers, but I thought
yeah.
Loki was very well done. It was well done. Do you agree that it was well done?
Sure, it was okay. You had to really
Jesus
watch it
Christ.
because it's just like the bouncing on the timeline and trying to keep up. Hey, kudos. It got Trey actually watching. Like it's like I know normally don't like the science fiction stuff, but this is interesting. I was like, oh, okay. And so she's sitting there watching with me. I got to explain to her what's going on, and then at the end, he's just standing in the middle of the timeline, like.
Never mind. And even now, but yeah, it's going to be very hard for them to replace Jonathan Majors. I think Marvel has shot themselves in the foot. I think they would have been better off just keeping him in the film and having women just protest outside the studio. They still would have made their money back.
Oh God! All right, let's move on.
Next topic.
So next topic. So coming up here in about a week will be the release of the much anticipated Color Purple reboot.
Yes.
Which is starring a lot of the modern. Oh, where did my little Oprah? Oh, where'd it go? Where'd my little picture go? It's gone.
Yeah, let's show Oprah in her Ozempic era, where she's thin,
God.
wearing super tight bodycon dresses now. Go, Oprah.
Oh God,
Yes.
almost 70 years old. So anyway, there was the story around about behind Beyonce and Rihanna. You say it's not true. You are give me your
No, I
insight.
didn't say that.
What did you say?
Mm-mm.
What did you say?
It's definitely true, but it wasn't Oprah pushing it. It was the studio who wanted it because the studio wants to make their money back. Because you know how they get about black films. It could be amazing and it could be a flop. There is no in between with black films sometimes. So
In
they
any
wanted a
studio
real.
that think that a reboot of Color Purple, which is black royalty, think this is not going to do well, y'all need to find new people working in your studio. This is guaranteed
You
to
are
do very well.
absolutely right. It is. But
Come on,
the
man.
studio wanted Beyonce or Rihanna. And the pushback came from Oprah and other people who were just like, well, that's great, but we're gonna go with a hard no.
We're gonna go with
They're
a hard no.
talented. But again, who the only roles Rihanna and Beyonce could play would be Suge Avery. Well, Suge Avery and maybe what's the son's name? Mr. Son's wife that he had for a little while. What I forgot the character's name. Those two characters, remember the one who got punched and fell in the water and was like, "Who this woman?" You're still in the cough mode, by the way. You're still in cough.
She was a big character. She wasn't even a major character in the film. You're talking about Ray John Chong, I think was in the original.
Yes, Ray John John. Yeah.
Ray Don Chong, yeah,
Ray
yeah,
John Kwan. Chong or Kwan. It's one of those. But yeah,
Chong, yeah.
those are the only two characters that Rihanna or Beyonce could play that would make sense. If they were trying to have one of them come in and play the younger character, that Celie's sister,
The
that would
only
have been
one that made sense, you're
ridiculous.
correct. The only one that would have made sense would have been you're not going to have Rihanna or Beyonce come in a movie and have a big role. They've got to have a big role. Suge Avery is obviously a huge role in The Color Purple, but having Taraji P. Henson play that role to me makes perfect sense. When I look at who they picked to play these characters, you're
I
talking
love it.
about Fantasia, you're talking about the little girl,
Danielle
what's her name?
Brooks.
Danielle Brooks. You're talking about Chloe.
Danielle Brooks.
I'm just when I saw this cast, I was just like, yes, like this is going
Well,
to
here
be amazing.
let's go through the cast.
Hmm.
Of wait, what is this? Hold on,
What?
wrong colored movie. I put up for colored girls, not the colored
Oh
purple.
God.
But this color. There we go. Here we go. So the cast for this is Haley Bailey, Fantasia Barrino,
Haley
Danielle
Bailey.
Brooks, Coleman Domingo, and I actually love Coleman Domingo. He's actually playing on the Paramount Network. He's playing Bass Reeves on the Paramount Network right now.
That is not no.
Taraji
That's not
P.
correct. That's not correct. No.
It's not.
No. That's
Who's playing Bass Reeves?
the British dude who played Martin Luther King. We just finished Bass Reeves last night, but that's not who that is. But keep going. That's not Bass Reeves. You can
Oh,
keep
you're
going.
right. It's David Oyelowo.
There you
It's
go.
Bass Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, still on the more people who are in this movie that makes it star-studded. You have Taraji P. Henson, Corey Hawkins. Um, they have Sierra listed as Nettie, but I'm assuming Nettie, the older version of her, maybe, possibly. Dion Cole, love Dion Cole in his drama
Ooh,
era
what
right
is he
now.
playing? I didn't know he was in it. That's gonna be interesting.
And then
so,
Louis Gossett Jr. plays Mr. Johnson.
so he's
I thought
playing
he was dead.
Louis Gossett Jr. is not dead. My God, Mr. Johnson. So he must be what's her name's daddy. That makes it. He's sitting at the table acting like a waiter. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
so. Let me go buy my tickets. This is gonna be
That's what I'm saying.
amazing.
I want to go see it on Christmas Day. And my mom was like, no, we can't go see it on Christmas Day. That's not appropriate. We need to wait till the weekend. I'm like, well, I'm a finna go. And I
I'm
don't
a
know what you're
finna
gonna do,
go.
but
I'm a finna. I don't know about you, but I'm a finna go. That was a tradition me and my friends had back in Virginia. We used to always go to a movie. I thought it was Thanksgiving, so I always go to a movie. But I'm
Mhm.
just looking forward to it, and it's going to be a musical. So some people hate musicals. I love musicals, especially when the music is dope.
I
Um,
hate musicals. I hate them. I hate
what is
musicals.
there to
But
hate
what's
about
so,
musicals? Come on.
I hate when y'all in the middle of dialogue and y'all just start effing singing. It's so annoying. Like y'all are in the middle of talking and you get to go
It's
into
like
song.
I
It's
just but see,
awkward.
I just had some songs in that that Color Purple soundtrack original with Quincy Jones. And I wonder if he has anything to do with this. That it's just some songs. May God is trying to tell you something. God is
No, and
trying
I
to
love
tell you.
those
It's some amazing
songs.
songs in the original. And then you have some, Fantasia, she's gonna scream her little heart out. I always get the two sisters mixed up. It's Chloe Halle. Halle is the one that's in Chloe and Halle Bailey. Which what are their
It's
names? Last
Chloe,
name?
I think. It's the one who played Little Mermaid is the one who
Yeah,
was
Haley.
in
I think
this
that's
film.
Haley. Her being in there, I'm wondering what role she might be playing. The Ray Dong Chang character. That would make sense if that's her role.
No, she's
Who is she
not.
playing?
She's playing Nettie. Younger Nettie.
She's
Baby
playing younger
Nettie.
Nettie. Okay, okay. So she's
Yeah,
playing
she's
younger
playing Baby
Nettie.
Nettie.
This is just going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. And then the whole thing. No, I'm glad that Beyonce or Rihanna are not in. First of all, I don't. I'm not. Has Rihanna acted in anything? I can't think of her acting in
She was in
anything.
Ocean's 7. Excuse me, Ocean's 8. She was in Ocean's 8 with Sandra Bullock
Okay.
with an all-female cast. And she didn't do bad. It was a character made direct. You haven't seen Ocean's 8?
Eh, probably not. Probably
It's
not.
not a bad movie. It's a female version of Ocean's 11 with Danny Ocean and he has a sister
Right.
and her sister pulls heists and it's the same thing. But Rihanna did good. But let me tell y'all, and I will say this on air, I don't care if I run into Beyonce, we become friends in a mom group. She
Hmm.
cannot act. There's nothing wrong with that.
She
Acting is
was
just
not
not her
bad
forte.
in the Cadillac Records movie. She was not bad
She
in.
sang most of the film.
Okay,
She
just do what you
sang most of the
want.
film, which is what she does. She sings. She's able to do a little,
You
what I
know
like
you
to call
believed her
music
in the
video
Lion
act.
King. You know you believed her in the Lion King when she was the.
Go to hell. Did you believe her in the Lion King? Have
She
you no
sounded like
mind to have a
Beyonce.
Houston accent? A Houston accent with a thick tongue. Ridiculous.
Leave
Ridiculous.
Beyonce. Why y'all be hating on Beyonce so much? Um.
I don't. I think
Uh-huh.
she's a talented woman, but everybody
Yeah.
don't gotta be perfect at everything. Everybody
Yeah.
ain't Jamie Foxx.
No.
Everybody ain't
First
Childish
of all, ain't
Gambino.
nobody Jamie Foxx. I will go to my grave and say Jamie Foxx is the most talented public figure that we've had in the black community for the last 30 years.
But everybody's not Childish Gambino. If the
How
singer,
he get into the
comedian, actor,
conversation? Where he come from?
because he's a comedian who sold out shows. He's
Yeah,
had several number one records, and he acts very well. Again, Danielle Brooks,
he's not bad.
funny acting singer. Everybody's not like
Daniel
that.
Brooks the
Beyonce
one
is
from
just
is from the Orange is the New Black, right?
yes, and she's in
So
this one
she's
as an
playing the
actress.
Oprah character in this, right? That would make the most
Yeah,
sense. This is going
and
to
she
be
was chosen
amazing.
by Oprah. She was hand chosen by Oprah to play the role on Broadway,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. This cast is good. There's no way that this movie's not going to be good. I'm sorry. There's just no way that this movie's not going to be good. So we'll be talking about it. What's today? Is Christmas is a week from today. All right. So,
Yeah, we out here bah humbugging like nobody's business.
oh
Bah
my
humbug.
God.
I
Yeah,
can't
no, I'm
wait
not.
to.
I'm trying not. All right. So anyway, so we're looking forward to that. Have
We
you
go
seen?
fun? You want to go fun?
Sure. Where you want to go?
Well, I guess it's not fun. Not fun for them. Fun for us.
What?
Cardi B and Offset getting divorced.
Yeah, that's not fun for them. Let's so Cardi B and Offset, it seems like this is divorce season. Maybe I don't know, it's not cuffing season. It's divorce season. Offset,
Divorce
Cardi
season.
B, supposedly I guess he been out in these streets, and who knows what she out here doing because we always act like it's just the dudes
Did
running
you
the
say
streets.
streets or sheets? Streets or
I
sheets?
said streets. Get your head out the
Oh,
gutter.
okay. Sorry.
Get your head out the gutter. I said out in these streets. So what's the deal? What's the story behind it? Do we know anything besides what's going on besides he's getting divorced? I think I've seen him out here partying. He out here hanging out with strippers and stuff.
He had his birthday and he invited some of the girls that he's cheated on his wife with. He's invited them to his parties, which is
That was
some
real
petty
slick. You
mess.
dropped that up in there. How you know that? How you know? You just dropped it in there so you can have it out there in the world. Look at you.
Because they posted their names in the articles. That's who came to his party, and they're tagging themselves in pictures with him.
They
Is
said
that not?
I was one of the women that Cardi cheated on with.
And listen, nobody's marriage is perfect, but to
Mhm.
be that mad at your ex to do that, I can't imagine what she could have done. But either way, she sounds very hurt. He sounds very over it. They just need to get divorced. Cardi, we don't want to hear about y'all getting back together. You need to either divorce him or not, or shut up about it. Because this is the third time we've heard about you. Oh, we're over. Or he cheated on me, or I'm unhappy. Stop. You're a famous, wealthy woman who has a successful career. If you don't
Mhm.
want to put up with him cheating and acting like a jerk to you, then divorce him. You don't, and if you're gonna stay,
Yeah.
then stay and shut up about it. One thing I
Yeah.
do agree with Offset on is that now because of this divorce, people are bringing off the death of Takeoff,
Yeah,
saying that
I don't even get that part. I'm like, come on, man. Come
they're
on.
making these very disgusting comments saying that it's their fault or his fault that Takeoff is dead, and Takeoff would be so disappointed. Just all these nasty comments about this young man who has passed away through no fault of his own. Like, it's just,
It's
did you kill your
disrespectful.
dog? Is your dog dead? Did you just go kill your dog real quick?
No, I did not go kill my dog. I asked my family to assist me in gathering up the canine. Um,
Gathering the canine.
yeah, the pizza man's here, so he's letting everybody know pizza here, pizza here, pizza here, pizza here. So, these pub. I don't, and I feel, when you look at Cardi and Offset, I always mix them up. She is married to Offset, right? I mix them, Offset
Yes,
Quavo.
it's
Yeah.
Offset.
So it was kind of encouraging for them to be married in the positions that they were in, right? Because most people rappers
Yes.
that's not what is projected in this hip hop community. It's just not. And not saying it was that much different when we was coming up. You know what I mean? There was no. Well, LL and Ice Cube, they both pushed 30 years married. So whatever they've been in Will Smith, well, we know that what's going on with that. But they but they have always but there's never really been a lot of artists, Rihanna, I mean not Rihanna, but Sierra and Quarterback, they've been dogging him.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, they've been dogging Russell and for him being a square, which I don't get. But this is sad, I guess, in some degree. They're public figures, and then you got a situation with Nicki Minaj and the
And they
one
have children.
and they have
They have
children.
children.
They have children. You talking about Nicki Minaj and her husband? Her husband's a creep, I think you said, right? He's done
Pedophile. He's a
pedophile.
registered sex, not a pedophile, excuse me. That was wrong. I should not have said that. He's a registered sex offender. He's a registered sex offender.
He registered sex offender. Okay. And so anyway, sucks for them. Hopefully they can work this thing out, and hopefully they don't have a whole bunch of baby mama drama
And
going on.
listen, the funny part of this, and there shouldn't be a funny part, but a lot of people inside of the Nicki Minaj camp are saying that Cardi and Offset plan a divorce to take shine away from Nicki Minaj album release. I'm like, that's a level of petty that I don't think anybody's ever achieved. Where I hate you so much, I'm going to get a divorce and blow up my whole life to ruin your album release party.
The way Nicki Minaj's album would be Pink something. What is it called? Black Pink or Pink
Friday
Friday?
2.
Pink Friday
Friday
2.
2.
They just kind of they just took that album and said, here you go, community. They get your little album. It's like, and I think I heard Russell Simmons. I think he was out there talking about he just didn't like how they're releasing albums nowadays. There used to be a lot of blow up and promotion and all this type of stuff.
My afro's not working. Sorry, my afro's lost.
They took Nicki Minaj's album and said, "Here, y'all can have that," and just put it out there, And it's just like the industry is such trash right now. It is just like
I agree.
and now it's just all about just make some noise. See how much you can get people to talk about you. As we transition, should we say Sexy Red?
Transition. Good transition.
So no, I guess not. Sexy Red, who we first got exposed to Sexy Red with her holding the money up and disrespecting Bobby Jones Gospel at the BET Awards. My da 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 and my da da da. I'm not saying it. And I was like, who is this chick and why is she in the conversation? She has steadily been in the conversation now for the last year. And so it was
she has
painful.
fallen off a little bit though.
She's cooling off. She just had because she's a real celebrity now. Like when she first came out, she was trying to get exposure. She's a real celebrity now.
And what the problem is when you become a real celebrity, and that's what she's dealing with right now, is that the label gets behind you, and what your authenticity that she had becomes a gimmick. Her newest song, "Free My Baby Daddy,"
yeah.
Well, I don't think it originally was a gimmick. I think it's become a gimmick. But her newest song, "Free My Baby's Daddy," everybody has been panning it. Everybody's been like, "This is so disrespectful. This is so pathetic. You're just doing a stereotype." And I was like, "Well, what was Pound Town?
She
was
is
Pound
a
Town
stereotype.
not a
Look at
stereotype?
her. She is
She's
a stereotype.
She's ridiculous. And I'm sorry, whoever's watching, you guys don't agree with this. Sexy Red is ridiculous. She's a ridiculous caricature of who black people or black women are. I mean,
yeah. So So there was a beef. Now Jess Hilarious
Yeah.
from Baltimore, comedian. She's been kind of on again, off again on the Breakfast Club as their third wheel since Angela Yee bounced, and it was painful to watch this interview. And you guys can go online. I don't feel like pulling it up. And to watch her basically Sexy Red, like, I don't mess with you. I don't mess with you because you've been talking about me. And she's like, what did I say? Like she was basically. And here's the thing. I don't think that Jess Hilarious was like, this is a big opportunity for me. I'm going to sit up here and talk to this girl, and I'm going to ask her these questions to try to figure out why she had a problem with me. And Sexy Red could not, she wouldn't do it because she's like, it was almost like, I'm not going to deal with this right now. I'll deal with it on my own terms when I get off this air. But everybody talk about Sexy Red. Everybody sitting back like, this whole era of Sexy Red is just absolutely ridiculous. And now you come to the Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne the God bless him, he has got to be the most annoying Wendy Williams caricature. He just sitting back there just throwing out red meat, laughing while Jess Hilarious is sitting up here trying to pull this out of Sexy Red, and Sexy Red said, "Well, I don't mess with you. I'm." What was your
But here's
take
the
on it?
thing, Jess Hilarious knew what you said. That's the part that annoyed me. Jess could have easily said, "Yeah, I said what I said. I said you smell like fish. I said you're whack. I said all these things about you. I meant it, and that's what it is." She could have just stood in it. Instead, she's like, "Well, what did I say? What did I say? What you mean?" And then she called the girl out about her government name. To me, it would have been a lot better radio just to stand in what you said. Like, yeah, I don't like you. I think you're whack. I think you maybe probably do smell like fish because out here wearing the same onesie tight stripper clothes all the time, and you look dirty. Like, she could have just done that, and they could have
Yeah.
had a real back and forth. Instead, I didn't like Jess's vibe
Mm-hmm.
more than I didn't like Sexy Red's vibe.
Really?
But that's just me.
Well,
I thought Jess was acting more stupid to me.
well, because it's just ironic to me that we're sitting there, we're watching Sexy Red being courted as a celebrity. Where 6 months ago this wouldn't have been the thing, right? So just this is an
No.
important. The Sexy Red interview was an important interview for Jess Hilarious. It was not an important interview for Sexy Red.
Hmm.
Just digest that. This this chick who got two songs, I'm sure she's got more. But I remember I texted my brother, and I said, when I first heard this, my brown and my pink and all this. And for people wondering, like, Miguel, what are you talking about? Just don't have your kids around. Look up Sexy Red and the
It's
song
her
Pound
song Pound
Pound
Town.
Town.
The
And
song
so when
Pound
I
Town, and her
first when
next
I
song
first
was
saw this,
E.
I texted my brother. I was like, yo, who is this? What is this? And he just sent me a laughing emoji and told me the name of the song. This is the type of stuff that even 3 years ago, as we just transitioned from talking about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion and that group, when they first hit the scene, I was just like, they sound like JJ Fad. We used to clown JJ Fad back in the day. They sound like Meg Thee Stallion sounded like she used to rhyme for JJ Fad. They sound like real rappers now, comparison to Pound Town, Sexy Red.
Sexy, yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
I feel like they're rolling girls off this weird rapturous assembly line now.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Sexy Red, though defective, they're like, looks a little broken. Send her down the line of rappers. It doesn't matter. We got the Lottos, we've got the Corley Rays, we've got the what's the girl's name? Glorilla, and then we got Sexy Red. None of these girls can rap. None of these girls have talent, but
Yeah.
everybody, they're pretty and they've got some kind of weird appeal. So let's just send them down the assembly line.
So I don't know, man. I don't know where this industry is going. It's getting worse and worse. This is the first year in a long time, even with all this celebration of 50 years of hip hop that has been going on all year, where hip hop has not been at the top of the charts. It is really getting to that point now where country music and pop music is really wrestling back to control of popular music. For God's sake, you got people watching in football just because whatever her name is going.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is going to football games because she's dating a football player. You know, we're losing ground, guys, and so it is what it is. What you reading?
Oh, I was just reading the fact that, I mean, you're right. I mean, you have the most famous hip hop country person is Jelly Roll right now. And he does, you don't know who that is, do you?
I think I do. Tattoos, heavy set guy.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Heavyset white guy.
yeah.
He is the most popular kind of person who crosses over in music right now. But
Hmm.
it makes me wonder, in 20 years, when we're celebrating this, maybe this era of hip hop, you'll be dead. But when I'm still
No, I
here,
have no
are we
intentions of being dead at
gonna
71. No, I will be here with
you'll
my
be
grandchildren.
71. Will you be able to look back on this era and been like, I didn't really get it, but I appreciated it?
Hell
No,
no.
you won't.
No.
Even I won't
No.
be. The last era of hip hop I appreciated is, again, right after my college years. That's the last era of hip
What is
hop
that,
where I
like
was
50
like,
Cent,
ah,
Ja Rule? Is that era?
no. What's that song? The one, the rapper with Kick Push with Jill Scott. Those
Okay,
people.
Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe Fiasco,
Yeah,
that is the era with me. It was like, oh, I will always appreciate that. So the song comes
yeah,
on, and
yeah,
you're
yeah,
reminiscing. This music's
yeah.
like
But there's a
it
but
played
see,
one time at a party I was at. I don't care. It's not a
right,
big
right. You know, but
deal.
see, I don't discount J. Cole. I don't discount Kendrick Lamar. You know, there are a few
Kid
artists,
Cudi, Lupe Fiasco,
huh?
Kid Cudi, Lupe Fiasco, all those
Yeah, and
people.
they're kind of in the tail end of that. But even they are making sporadic. Even J. Cole, he got on the track with one of them earlier this year. You know, because it's the demand. Because the fact that Drake pulled in "Sexy Red" on one of his tracks on his new album, it was just like the industry, man. The industry said, and then you know, the industry says you got to go ahead and make this record with this girl. You know, and it gets you popularity. It is what it
Drake
is.
is the worst. We all used to think Drake was like a really smart rapper, kind of like educated. Ethereal is a word I would use. And you find out he
Hmm.
doesn't write any of his raps. No one seems to
Hmm.
care. He does
Hmm.
everything for almost like money, performances. No one seems to care. And it's
Hmm.
like, why did we always push him up? When we got people like J.
You know,
Cole who riding around New York on a bicycle and no one
right.
notices, and
But you
he's
know
just
what it
having a
is?
great time.
I think the reason why and I thought about this of this era, the best R&B artist and the best rapper are probably the same person, and it's Drake for this era, right?
Ugh,
Now,
ugh.
people would say, what about Chris Brown? Well, Chris Brown is damn near hip hop as well. Now he sings more than he raps, but he raps as well.
Yeah.
They are the hybrids that stand above the rest of this generation of caricatures. You got some other ones like the baby. He's interesting, you know, because he's got his characters
Yeah.
that he plays and things like that. But it's just wow.
Do you
This
know what's
generation
killing
of performers.
R&B
Hmm.
right now? It's not so much that they're not talented. There's some very talented R&B singers out there right now that really could change this era. The
Hmm.
problem is their image. And it's messed up because of social media. Summer Walker is an amazing singer. She's very
Mm.
talented, but
Hmm.
her life is trash. And when you see that, it's like, I
Right.
can't really vibe out to you when I know your life is hot garbage.
Right. But
You
here's the
know,
thing. Here's the thing. What I love about the ones who are going to have staying power. Right. Her is amazing.
oh, she's so good. She's in Color Purple.
Her is amazing. SZA has grown on me. My daughters love SZA. Michelle loves SZA. I think her music is dope. And the best ones are the ones who I don't know. Maybe I'm missing it. They don't have large social media presences, right? They follow the Beyonce Jay-Z model of just perform, put the music out, and let people's imaginations think about what you possibly are. You know, Beyonce don't
Post
talk a
one
lot.
picture a week. You
Yeah,
post one picture a week and get off social media.
yeah, you ain't got to be opening up your live and showing how ignorant you are and all this type of stuff. And you look at people like now. I just saw a video the other day, Anita Baker, like Anita Baker, baby, stop.
Okay, here's a
Anita,
transition
Auntie
that I was
Anita,
gonna bring up. Let's talk about Anita
Auntie
Baker.
Anita. Come on now, you know we don't. We. This is not what we want to remember you. Hold on.
Oh, Anita, you what, baby? That's not good. If when you in the hoe, what?
This is stories out here in these internet streets that make us go, oh, what? What? So
Oh
Anita Baker's on
God.
stage, she's performing, and as she's singing the song, on the halfway singing the song, she want to tell somebody in the audience to turn their cameras off. I don't know you, chick. You in an arena performing. You don't know 99.99% of the people that are here, and 90% of them got their cameras up during the whole performance. That is 2023 for you, Auntie Anita. Confessions, one of the most amazing albums. The album is 30 years old. I still play it like it's brand new. She's still, to me, one of the most. She's part of the. Anita, you done ran Babyface
I'm
off
young.
your tour.
What song is I Apologize on?
I Apologize is about 86, 87. It's late 80s. It's on.
Can I tell you how many car wrecks? Can I tell you how many car accidents I've almost got into singing that song like I was live on stage in my car?
Right.
Like my mom laughs at me because she's like, she's been in the passenger seat. I've been like, I apologize.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I'm telling you, Anita through the late 80s into the early 90s, her music is absolutely iconic. She disappeared for 20 years, came back out with a wig twisted, and now she's out here on tour like wilding.
But she's had a lot of issues. Like, if you guys don't remember, she had that huge issue with Babyface. Babyface was supposed to perform with her, and then she ended up coming an hour and a half late, and then he couldn't perform, and then he was kind of like, I really don't want to do this with her anymore, so I'm just not going to do it. She's late to every single show. Yeah. She does a great job, but she's late to every single show. She looks like she just rolled out of her dressing room and got on stage, and then she's good. Can you imagine
a tour with Lauryn Hill and Anita Baker?
Oh my God, the chaos.
My God. They would never. They would have chaos in the office trying to sign the contract. Their lawyers be like, "Do y'all really want to do this? Do y'all really want to do this?" No.
That is a concert where if they had a live album that you could download on audio or watch it on HBO, so HBO Max, I do that. I would never buy a ticket. Would you buy a ticket for that?
I would. It wouldn't be because I didn't want to hear the music. It would be because I wouldn't trust that they would show up and be on time. And I wouldn't trust who's gonna give up some time, because ain't nobody leaving the stage until they're good and ready. And so who gonna open for who? That concert would never happen.
Ooh. Who would open for who?
Who would open for who? Because Anita be like, girl, I'm Anita Baker. And Lauryn Hill be like, I'm Lauryn Hill. What is you talking about? And here's the funny thing about it. Lauryn Hill pretty much tours off of one album.
Yes.
And Anita Baker pretty much tours off of two.
Yes. Those are absolute facts.
You're talking about one album, you say the Fugees, and obviously the Fugees were the biggest albums of all time, and of course Miseducation. But the Fugees takes the rest of the Fugees to really do the show. So you can't really say you're touring off the Fugees album.
I still can't believe that though Lauryn Hill's album is a undoubtedly classic album, will be a classic album forever, that she has been able to perform off that one album.
Because she never performs the songs the way it's on the album. So it's always different. Whenever you go see Lauryn Hill perform, it never sounds like the album. So that's the intrigue. First of all, when is the show gonna start? We're an hour and a half in and she ain't started yet. Secondly, how is she gonna make the doo-wop that thing sound tonight? Because it ain't gonna sound like the album. And then the same thing with Anita. Anita she's so amazing as a performer, but this little nonsense.
And she is, and no one is taking it away from Auntie Anita, but it's a hot mess.
Yeah.
Next up on the what we gotta talk about your boy Draymond Green.
Draymond Green. They got whole mixtapes now out there with Draymond Green.
I've watched 5 of them, of all the highlights reels of the stuff he's done. I'm like, he should have been suspended long time ago. It's another one of those things where, well, black people, we don't get roped to do stuff. He stomped on somebody's chest and no one cared. He has choked somebody out. No one cared. Yeah. He has punched people. He has pulled people down by their jersey, but like, oops, it was an accident. It took all these things for them to finally be like, yo, you can't play with us no more. you have to go either get therapy.
Because Draymond is not as productive. The Golden State Warriors are not as good. So now it's kind of like, why are we letting this dude wreck roughshod all over the league? He is a very smart guy. He's a great passer. He's a solid defender. He's an undersized power forward at 6'6". So everything about his basketball game is starting to deteriorate now, being in the league 12, 13 years, whatever he is at now. And so now he's resulting into these antics that's trying to give him a couple more years. Because I want to say he signed 4 years, $100 million, maybe about a year or two ago. So he got a lot of antics out there.
And his excuses are so stupid. He was like, I was trying to make sure that my point guard saw the call. I played basketball. That's not how you do that.
Yeah.
Then the second excuse was, I was just trying to spin around to make sure I was available to get the... No! You turned around and cold clock this man in the face. Like you, look,
he went around and then when you got some middle Eastern European dude saying the brother got problems. I don't know what his problem is, but oh my God, I'm like, you got Nurik, whatever his guy's name is, with his mobster jacket on, sitting at the podium. Talking to Draymond, get it together, brother. Get it together.
I think he is from whatever country is fighting with Russia right now. So he's been through some things. He's like, listen, I have been through some stuff, some wars. This is unacceptable.
My country, we've been through war, we've been through everything, but that brother needs some help. Like, really? Like, you really? Oh my gosh.
But I'm honestly shocked, and we talked about this many months ago when it happened. I'm surprised they let him get away with when he jumped off old boy's chest.
Yeah, that was
ridiculous.
That was wild. I don't, when I look back at all the videos, I'm just like, this brother has been wilding out. Draymond, he done punched LeBron. He done swung. Man, he's wilding.
And people made excuses for him. Like when he stomped on the guy's chest, they were like, well, the guy rolled over and got under his foot. I'm like, what? Are y'all serious?
Draymond
that's the excuse?
Yeah, Draymond's a piece of work. All right, so what else we got to hunt what before? Oh, can we talk? Is Kanye hunt what?
He can be.
All right, because you talking about he didn't put out some socks. He said some shoes, and then Nicki Minaj said, "Nah, I'm good." On a rhyme I did 5 years ago. I'm not gonna clear it.
Hold on, people
don't understand how the industry works.
The new Kanye West shoe.
Oh my God!
I call it the Compressions 5000s. That is the shoe. Hope you really like how that shoe looks. It is a long sock with a rubber sole. Where you're wearing that to, I don't know.
He done came out talking. He had another Jewish rant. Michael Rappaport out here calling him fat. He talked about Jay-Z and whoever. It's to the point now, just like, you got to know Jay-Z sitting back with a glass of bourbon, like.
But listen, Kanye West is. We used to be able to defend him and say he's had a rough time with people in the industry, and is a lot of Jewish community. But at this point, he's anti-Semitic. He hates Jewish people to his core, and that is what makes him anti-Semitic. And why a lot of companies are like, "Yo, if you were actually calling out specific names in the industry because you've had bad problems and they happen to be Jewish, that's one thing. But for you to straight up be like, the Jews are taking over the world and the Jews this and Jew that, it's tell me, do you agree that he's anti-Semitic?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
he's not even hiding it. He calls him out. He's talking about something. It's 60 million Jews in the world. It's 60 million us in the United States. Blah, and we're looking at him just like, Kanye, what the hell, bro? Like, what is your point? Like, you got people, in the room that's trying to save him, and he's like, nah. He tells him, shut up, I'm gonna put you out. Like, you want to be here? Oh, shut up, I'm not done. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
There are people on Instagram, black people, and this is why black people, y'all scare me sometimes. When y'all sit there and go, so y'all are not listening to what he's really saying. He's dropping knowledge. Knowledge of what? There is no knowledge. It's just saying the Jews did this, the Jews did that, 60 million Jews here, whatever, fine. But you're not saying you're not saying anything.
No, he's not saying much of nothing. So, all right, so that's your How What segment of the week.
Kim, take your ass to the nearest custody judge and get full custody of your children. The fact that your daughter was there while he's spitting that rant and cussing and screaming, Miguel, you're all pro-father, but that to you was not too far.
No, he's nuts. Like, I don't know at this point. I don't know where is the bottom for Kanye, and I don't know. I don't know, man. All right, that's your How What segment of the week. Make sure y'all missing part of it. Make sure y'all go back on these internet streets, pull it back up. All right, so 50th year hip hop is almost done. And I'm sure
longest 50 years in history.
Whatever. So one of the stories that has been interesting is the people who have not participated in any of the big events, right? And one of them was MC Hammer. MC Hammer was he did I don't know if I've got the video here. MC Hammer as well as KRS-One. KRS-One came out after the show aired. They recorded this show. If you haven't seen it, go to Paramount Plus. 50th year, which LL Cool J and Questlove produced it, and it had the ladies' first segment, a native tongue segment, and a South segment, and all these different segments. Which in itself, having that stuff on CBS, having that stuff on CBS is a major win because that just doesn't happen. Um, CBS is also always known as being super conservative, but CBS also has two TV shows, one that's starring Latifah and one that's starring LL Cool J, and it's about time for them to come back on the air. But KRS-One came out and he basically said that it's fraudulent. F the Grammys. While Public Enemy was on the stage performing, and people who know Public Enemy know that they're famous for having a line in their song of "Who gives a f about a g damn Grammy." And so, but they were on the Grammy Awards performing. MC Hammer also came out. MC Hammer came out and said that he felt like it would have been fake for him to go to these shows and perform. And he said he was invited. Questlove confirmed it. Questlove said I almost begged MC Hammer to open up the show, and he said no. I get it for a couple of reasons. I get it and I don't, but I get it. MC Hammer, obviously you were too young to know what I'm talking about. You were probably 10, 11, 12 years old maybe when MC Hammer was really.
I was alive. Don't deny my existence.
Whatever. But MC Hammer was in a lane all by himself, right?
No, I remember. Yes.
We enjoyed MC Hammer and his performance, but we did feel like it was a bit of a caricature, right? He was hot. He was doing these tours. He had 30, 40 people on the stage with him. I personally think that's one of the first reasons why he didn't do any of these tours. Because, my God, if he got a tour and paid 30, 40 people to go and do a show in Houston, in this day and age, when he ain't selling no records and nothing like that, that may have been part of the issue. He said the reason
Even
why...
worse, do you think he could survive on a stage just when people come see just him?
See, that's just it.
No
and
background?
That's just it. It's his... Without a background, now mind you, Hammer is an amazing performer, but he's also 60 years old. He needs that performance. He needs all of that, right?
He needs a grand stage.
He needs a grand stage. The 50th hip hop show was, I won't say it was very East Coast, but you did have the Southern, and you had the Memphis look, and you had the Houston look, and all that. But it was primarily East Coast. I think that there's not been a big West Coast 50th anniversary show that featured Ice Cube and Snoop and Dr. Dre and all of them.
Outside of the Super Bowl performance,
which was last year, and that wasn't a full show. Snoop did the shows in New York. Dre has not surfaced. Jay-Z has not surfaced.
Hell, they can't even get Eminem to come out, and he's kind of party gear at 50 years ahead. He don't come out for nothing. He's like, unless you make me, I'm good. I don't care.
Yeah, that's interesting. The people who didn't step out, and I think it was some of the biggest performers who maybe they feel like they didn't need it. Right? It would have been nice to see Jay-Z. It would have been nice because Nas has been touring all year. Wu-Tang has been touring all year. But the ones who are the
see Mace. Where's Mace? Take me there. I want to go there. Take me there.
Why you go back to
that place? I want to go there. Come on. It's a theme song from the Rugrats, guys. Remember that song?
Of all the songs, of all the Mace hits, that's the one that you go to. You got to be kidding me.
I love it. I love it.
50 years it's been great. I'll be interested to see. So now Wu-Tang is supposed to have a residency that's coming up in Vegas. New Edition is going to be in Vegas. Jodeci is going to be in Vegas. We are at that age now, hip hoppers, and I did say hip hoppers. We're at that age now where we're doing Vegas, y'all. Oh my God!
After this Vegas residencies,
you got Wu-Tang is going. I'm just not looking forward to seeing 55-year-old people out there with yellow wallabies and out there in Vegas.
I blame Usher for this. I think Usher made the Vegas residency like a cool hip thing to do, but everybody ain't Usher. If Wu-Tang is not about to do the stage presence that an Usher can do, or Celine Dion. So it's like, what y'all gonna do? Just stand on the stage together and yell at me?
You've heard us say this many times, and we're both marketers. There's an audience for everything and everybody. And
that's gonna pay a lot of money to go see Wu-Tang in Vegas?
Here's the thing. I've never been to Vegas. So when you say Vegas... When you say Vegas, you just say like it's one entity. No, there's probably a small theater that holds 3,000 people. What?
Let's go to Vegas! Oh, Trey and Omar. And the kids, I guess. Let's go to Vegas.
I ain't taking the kids to Vegas. No, it's not happening. One of these in-laws is coming to watch some kids that weekend. I'm not taking my kids to Vegas. No.
Can I drop my kids off at your house? But no, for real, that'll be a great trip. Me, you, Omar, cool. Trey, we go to Vegas and go see Wu-Tang.
Well, no, I would probably go see New Edition because I can never get enough of seeing New Edition. I cannot see. First of all, Trey ain't going to see Wu-Tang. She ain't going to see Wu-Tang.
I know. I don't want to see Wu-Tang either. But New Edition, I feel bad because you, Omar, and Tracy are around the same age. I'm younger than you guys by a lot, so I'd be like, I kind of know this song.
How can you not? Every step I take,
I know that song. I know.
There. All that stuff. So, poison. So it'll be fun. But we are at that age now, and here's the thing: people talk all about, Vegas is like going where you go to die. No, it's not. Vegas is where you go to get wealthy. Vegas is where you go.
Adele has a Vegas residency. Her residency is doing amazing. Yeah. Usher's residency, I feel like, set records.
I'm sure. Well,
did it not?
I know it probably set black records. Outside of probably some Lou Rawls back in the day, but Usher,
and Celine Dion. Celine Dion is a classic. She didn't had a Vegas residency for years. That is what keeping Celine Dion.
Vegas. Celine Dion got to leave Vegas. She ain't gonna do no world tours. Y'all come to me.
Nope.
Y'all come to me.
I live in Vegas. My baby over in college over here. It's fine. Yeah. Before we wrap up the show, though, did you watch Leave the World Behind? Tell me you did.
I have not.
Well, you suck. We talked about this.
We did, and I forgot about it. Well, maybe I'll go check it out with Trey tonight. Is it going to be super whack?
No, it's not. I will tell you, me and Omar sat on that couch riveted for the entire time. It wasn't until the end when they said the ending when Omar angrily threw something at the screen and walked off, and I didn't see him the rest of the night.
Trey and I got this thing, right? Like, Trey and I got this thing. Now, I'm way up in this category, but whoever picks the whack movie, we troll each other. Like, I can't believe you picked that. That was so terrible. Like, but I'm much better at picking content than she is. That's just...
I'm telling you, the film is not bad. It's got all the A-list actors, to be honest, in it. The only bad part is, the only thing you've heard about people complaining about is the ending, right? Nobody complained about anything else.
But that's it. But when you have an ending that sucks, that's not a good thing.
It didn't suck.
It didn't.
It just was weird. It didn't suck. It was just whack. That's all it was. But if you listen to the movie, and when I look at the movie back, I was like, oh, the ending makes sense. Okay, it's not what I wanted, but I get it. That's what it was. And maybe they're leading it up for it to be a sequel. Who knows? But are you watching anything else on TV?
So we just finished up Bass Reeves. Bass Reeves was pretty good. Have you watched it?
I haven't, because we are not getting Paramount Plus. So whenever it gets dropped on Netflix, then I'll watch it. I'm not buying Paramount Plus. It's never going to
be on Netflix because it's made for Paramount Plus. It's the same series, the same person who's done. It's the same guy who's doing Yellowstone. And here's the other thing. It's an MTV production. So it's never going to be on Netflix. It will always be on Paramount because they want you to come over there.
Maybe Hulu, because Hulu works conjunction with Paramount.
No.
Okay, cool. I'm not getting Paramount. So
Yellowstone, which is now being aired on regular TV, kind of started this thing. But the same person who did, what was the series? Did you ever watch the one with what's her name? The Colombian girl who's really popular. Started off in Drumline and now she's dope. You know what I'm talking about?
Zoe Saldana.
Zoe Saldana.
Oh. What series?
She played a CIA agent. Same producer, same guy. Lioness. So it's the same production team that's doing these shows. So they got a whole series of Yellowstone and prequels and all that, and they did Lioness, and now they're doing Bass Reeves, and they're calling it Law Men Bass Reeves, which has me to believe that maybe they're going to do a series of these Western style of old, but it was really well done. It kind of touched on Reconstruction. What I do love about this, I think his name is Taylor Sheridan, I believe. What I love about when they bring Black characters or Native American characters into the storyline, they're not caricatures. They are the central parts of the stories. it's he does not apologize about making white men the villains in these shows. He's a white guy. He does not apologize about making these villains, right? So I would say, go ahead and get one of them little promotions for $5.99 and cut something else you ain't watching. You watching one of them. You got something. Go
We
ahead
don't
and get
cut out a
Rocket
lot of
Money.
stuff. One thing I would recommend for Tracy, maybe not you because you're not into this, The Gilded Age on HBO. It has my brother, my masculine, muscle brown, workout everyday brother, and my mama all like, did you watch the last episode? We have to talk about it right now.
What is it
It's that
about?
good.
What is it about?
It's about the what year? The 1820s, the Gilded
Okay.
Age, the fancy era in New York where everybody had
Okay.
so much money. There's no taxes. You can
Okay.
spend all your money how you want. So there's
Okay.
fancy opera houses and gowns where black people in New York are living very well over
Okay.
in Harlem, doing well for themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's not so much mixing and mingling,
Mm-hmm.
but they're all kind of just being successful. And there's all this drama. It's all this kind of who will be the richest, who has the most control,
Mm-hmm.
which black family is doing well and can control the education. It's a good show, and the acting is
Well, what is it
superb.
on? What platform is it on?
HBO Max, or Max is what they're calling it now. It's on
Okay,
Max.
we might check it out. We're looking because right now we just we got our Ratchet, we got our Kanan, the ghost Kanan story. We watched, so that's our Ratchet, and
That's
then
y'all
we
ratchet.
just finished up Bass Reeves. We got to find something else to watch, so maybe we'll add that
You'll
into the
like the
list.
Gilded Age. I'm telling you. If you like Audra McDonald, the opera singer, the Broadway actress, she's in this. You know who Audra McDonald is?
No.
She's a very famous black Broadway actress. She's been in a couple TV shows, but she's when you see her, you'll
You trying to
recognize,
shame
oh,
me because I
that's
don't know?
her.
You tried to shame me because I don't know who she is. You tried to
I
shame
am,
me.
because she's a famous actress. I think
See
she's
what I'm
been on a
talking
couple
about?
of soap operas by accident. Like, she's that
Why
famous.
would I know her? Because she's on a soap opera? No,
Oh my
no.
god. Wait, let me show you a picture of her and you'll know who she is. Just hold on a second. Please hold, people. Audra McDonald. Audra Mc Images. Her.
Yeah, I know her face. Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I know her
So
face.
she's won several Tony Awards and she's in
Okay.
this and she's amazing in it.
The Gilded Age. All right. Couple stories we didn't get to. Hannah Payne. She murdered her. Who did she murder? Hannah Payne. Oh, this
So
is right
I
here in
will post this on
this
our
is right here
Facebook
in
page.
Clayton. Yeah, this is right here in Clayton County, right here, not too far from me.
Yes.
So she murdered the well, we talking about it now. We might as well pull it up before we get out of here. So the story behind this is what? Do you remember?
I do. I know it by heart. Hannah Payne actually got witnessed a car accident between a big rig truck driver and another driver. The driver who caused the accident actually decided to drive away, and for some reason, Hannah Payne, with her weapon, decided that she would follow behind the driver to quote
Mm-hmm.
unquote get his tag number. But more than get his tag number, she walked up to his window and confronted him. And they ended up getting in a tussle. She had a weapon on her, which she
60-something-year-old
shouldn't
black man,
have.
right? One of the 60-something-year-old black man.
60 or 70-year-old black man, and they
Mm-hmm.
end up tussling back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Claims her, and
Mm-hmm.
the weapon goes off and he ends up killed. She showed no remorse after this happened. That's what all the witnesses said. Like, she was proud of what she did, thought that she was some kind of officer who did what she had to do. Like, her life was threatened and this and that. And everybody around her who testified were like, "What are you talking about? You didn't have to get out of the car. You didn't have to follow him. You didn't show any remorse. You won't even."
Right.
It was just ridiculous. So she actually ended up getting life in prison for murder. And this proves another one of those situations where these citizen arrests, taking things into your own hands, the law isn't playing with y'all. They let
Mm.
old boy Kyle Rittenhouse get away with it. It'll never happen again. It'll never ever happen
Well,
again.
I wish I could believe that would never happen again, but in this case, it didn't happen again, and so she will rot in prison. All right, appreciate y'all. Great show. Make sure if you're missing any part of it, I'm pretty sure we're getting ready to start to kind of time code it a little bit so you can shoot through and
Yeah.
talk, see whatever stories you want, and then, of course, follow us on all the socials. We talk to y'all next week, and it'll be
All
will
right.
we?
Bye,
Because it'll
guys.
be Christmas. Will we? We'll figure it out.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
talk
next
about it.
Monday's Christmas. So what we'll talk
We'll
about it off
figure it
here.
out.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
All right.